If you are new here, hi, welcome. My name is Miriam. I love to create cozy content. I am passionate about romanticizing life and fueling your cup, self-care, all things cozy hobbies, of course, home, lifestyle, and yeah, just really showing up for yourself and doing the things that bring you joy. And so I like to share a little bit of my life with you in hopes to inspire you to create a life that you love as well. For today's vlog, I'm really excited. I'm going to be sharing with you guys the winter itinerary that I created for myself yesterday. Yesterday, I actually took myself out on a little solo date. I went to town just here 10 minutes away and I just spent the day doing a couple of things, but the goal was really to go to a cute cozy cafe and scroll on Pinterest. I brought my tablet with me and I just got some inspiration on things that I wanted to make sure that I would do this winter. I really do believe in the idea of seasonal living and doing special things every season. So when I can, I like to make a little itinerary for myself every season. So that might look like books I want to read, movies I want to watch, recipes I want to make, right? Things like that. And so I will be sharing that with you guys today, and I'm going to give you some tips on how you can create your own seasonal itinerary. And if you are watching this in the winter season, then hopefully winter itinerary. And of course, for the rest of the day, as you can see, I am in my cozy pajamas. I'm just gonna be spending the day doing a couple of those things from the itinerary. I have two kind of projects I would like to focus on for today and for today's vlog. Yesterday while I was out, I picked up my gift for Secret Santa. I'm doing Secret Santa with my partner's family. So I want to just wrap that all up, create the little card that I would like to make. And if you guys didn't watch my last vlog, which was the hobby day vlog, I had made a card, a DIY card for Daniel's birthday, and I had just the idea to do the same thing, I guess, for Secret Santa. And we're all encouraged to write a little poem. And of course, I'm living in the Netherlands, my boyfriend's family is Dutch, and so I think I might actually write a poem in Dutch. I don't know Dutch yet, but I mean, I could just use Google Translate. But I think it would be like a cute little way for me to at least like start doing something other than English, or like start branching out outside of my comfort zone a little bit. So that's the first plan. And then the second one is to make a garland. We bought some curtains for our bedroom finally, after like not living with any curtains for like about a month, from IKEA, and they were too long. So I had to learn how to essentially like shorten them. And I have some extra fabric from the curtains. Instead of letting that go to waste, we are gonna put our DIY hats on again, and we're gonna use it to make a little garland. I have no idea how I'm gonna do it. I bought some supplies yesterday while I was out as well. I'm not gonna follow a specific plan. We're just gonna do it very intuitively and see how that goes. But yeah, yesterday was such a fun, cozy day, and so I do encourage you to take yourself out. Maybe you don't want to go out, but give yourself like a day or like a couple of hours. Like this is what I talked about in the hobby day vlog, that it's so important to almost like intentionally create dedicated time for yourself to do the things that bring you joy. So maybe that is going out like I did yesterday, or maybe that's just having like a hobby day like I did in my last vlog. It was really nice. It was nice to go out. It was nice to just be in my own energy while I'm doing things that just feel good. And it was very intuitive. I didn't really have so much of a plan, and yeah, I really recommend doing that. Today I'm gonna also probably finish this short story book that I'm currently reading on my Kindle. I am very far from reaching my reading goal, and at this point I've come to terms that I am not going to force myself to reach it, because the intention behind setting the goal was just to read more. And by the way, the goal was 50 and I think I'm at like 30, so it's not like so far off. But I know that if I just push and like all I do is read, I'm not even going to enjoy the process. I'm just happy. I feel like I already reached my goal. I've read more this year than I ever have, I believe. And with that, I still thought that, okay, well, how can I gently move closer to that goal without putting on that like hustle perfectionism mindset, which I'm trying to avoid, of course. So I actually found a couple of short story novels, books that are under 100 pages that I am currently reading. I actually already went through two of them and I am now reading the third one. I'm gonna be sharing with you guys these three books because if you are kind of in my position, maybe you're in a reading slump, maybe you're very close to reaching your goal and you just kind of want something easy and quick to get through that is still, of course, a nice experience without needing to feel like you have to read through a 300-page book or a 10-hour audiobook, right? Whatever that may be. I really recommend these three short story books. Let's just get into those, shall we? Okay, so the first book that I am still reading and I'm almost finished, and I would love to finish today actually, even in this vlog, is The Fall Risk. It follows the story of a guy living in a building, an apartment building on the second floor, and he wakes up to not finding the stairs to be able to leave the building anymore. Basically, there was a misunderstanding with the construction company, and they had removed the stairs, and they won't be able to put the stairs back until Monday. Therefore, he has to spend the whole weekend in his apartment. So, of course, his neighbor is in the same boat and he has never met her. And the story just follows both of them getting to know each other a little bit more. So, that is the premise of The Fall Risk. The second book is a thriller from one of my favorite authors, Frida McFadden, and this is The Gift. So I guess this is perfect for a winter slash holiday read. It basically follows a story of a woman who is working at a diner on Christmas Eve and she receives a text from her boyfriend saying, okay, I can't wait for us to exchange gifts tonight. She hasn't bought a gift for her partner yet, and so she goes on a little adventure trying to find the perfect gift for her boyfriend. So I will leave it at that because of course I don't want to give too much away. It's very short stories. Like again, I think this one's like 60 pages long. So highly recommend reading them. It's a great way to get through your current reading challenge and goals. And then the last one is called Snowflakes by Ruth Ware. I don't know what kind of genre this one is, but it basically is about a family that has to like escape their town because there's some sort of war, and so their father comes and kind of like gathers all the children, and then they get on a boat and they end up living on this remote island for like 10-15 years, and they need to sustain themselves, farm, do chores all around, and they have no idea what's going on. All they know is that there's some sort of war happening and they've escaped from the war. And that's kind of where I'll leave that. Again, this one I believe is even like 30 pages long, so I really recommend them. It was like a nice quick read, a nice way to immerse yourself in a different world for, an hour or so. I believe it's time to just get into the winter itinerary. I have 3 steps for you. Very, very easy steps, and they can be very interchangeable. They can be changed. There are no set rules here. But if you'd like to create a seasonal itinerary for yourself, the first step is to create categories. If you'd like to follow how I'm doing my itineraries, I have 6 categories. I have recipes, activities, books, games, movies, and craft slash hobbies. You can add more, you can remove some, it's really up to you. Then step number 2, it's time to gather some inspiration. You can get inspiration from anywhere. Maybe it's online, maybe it's through a friend, right? If it is online, Pinterest is an amazing place to find some inspiration. You can just search up like December bucket list, winter bucket list, movies to watch, right? Games to play, winter themed books to read, anything you wish. Pinterest is a beautiful and fun, cozy place to kind of scroll and gain some inspiration, even recipes. Of course, we have TikTok. I think TikTok is also a great way to get DIY ideas, how-to videos, right? Especially if you are going to be doing any crafts or hobbies. YouTube is also great, right? For my book recommendations, I just searched up Winter to be Read, and I found a video of a girl talking about a bunch of different books that she's read and that she recommends for the winter slash holiday time. She had categories for romance, fantasy, horror, and I will link her video down below if you would like to check out her YouTube channel. And then the third step is simply adding one to as many items as you wish to each category. It really depends on how much time you have. It really depends on how many things you are excited to do, right? It's so individual and personalized, which is why I just love creating my own rather than following someone else's itinerary. Creating your own itinerary for the season is a great way to romanticize your life. And you guys know I'm all about romanticizing life, and I think it's just a beautiful way to savor the season, to really make sure that you are living more in the present, and it's really about like respecting the time that you're in, right? Because what you're going to be doing in the summer, of course, it's going to be completely different than what you will be doing in the winter. And the season itself brings with it a lot of different elements that allow us to also adapt our routines and the way that we live our lives. And I believe that with that change, right, for example, in the winter here in the Netherlands, like it gets dark at like 5:30, 6 p.m. And so that really forces me to change my own routine, right? To stop working, to slow down and change the rhythms in which I am living my life. And I believe that adding an itinerary for yourself that is seasonal and really just savoring the beauty that each season brings. So that is it. It's very simple, just 3 steps. And of course, these 3 steps can be altered based off of your own personal desires. But that is how you make your own seasonal itinerary. In terms of my own, so for recipes, I would like to try making my own apple cider. I have a recipe for a gluten-free gingerbread cookies that I made like 2 years ago. So I would like to go back into the archives, find that and recreate it. I just came across a recipe for snowman cake pops and it looked amazing. It actually looked like something I used to make back like, I don't know, like 8, 10 years ago. And it looks pretty simple to make and it looks very cute as well. So I definitely had to add that to the itinerary. In terms of activities, I would like to make a gingerbread house, try a winter sport, so either skating or skiing, cozy bath. I am going back to Canada in less than 2 weeks, and I'm actually really excited to be spending the holidays there. I didn't get to experience that last year since we were in Bali, and it's definitely going to be more wintry there in Canada than it is here in the Netherlands, so I'm definitely looking forward to that. And I will be staying with my mom. My mom has a bathtub, which we don't have here, so I'll definitely be taking some cozy baths. So I've added that to activities. And I also added a Christmas market. So those are 4 things here instead of 3 from the recipes, right? So again, it can be one, it could be more. Maybe some categories will have more things, and maybe some categories will have less things. For books, I put Good Spirits. This is apparently one of the most amazing like romance holiday books out there right now. One Dark Window, that is a book that I bought for last season that I just didn't get to read, but it still holds, apparently from the reviews I've read, like a very cozy, ambient, um, like vibe that is great for the winter. So it's not too late, and like this is also a sign for you. If you have books from the last season that you didn't get to read, it doesn't mean that you can't read them this season. Just bring them over. And then I added 2 more books, The Natural and Bride. In terms of games, we got Animal Crossing. There's a new update coming in January, and so right now I am wanting to get back into the game and just bringing back the spark of that game. And I also love to play Animal Crossing because it is also such a seasonal game and it brings so many different elements every season, and I think it's so beautiful in the winter. So it's definitely something I wanted to add this winter. Stardew Valley, oh, I love that game, and I really have been feeling this itch to start a new farm, and I kind of want to play it on my laptop. I kind of want to have a new game that I play on my laptop rather than on the Switch or anything else. And lastly, I added Lake. That's the new game I haven't played, or Ooblets. So those are two games, new games that I haven't played that I would like to try this winter. In terms of movies, I have The Holiday, Christmas Vacation, Just Friends, and Ice Age. I actually haven't watched any of those movies except for Ice Age. Ice Age, I think, used to be a movie I loved, and so I think it would be nice to just have that like nostalgia and rewatch this movie from my childhood. And of course, it is a winter focused movie. And then lastly, for my last category, we have we have crafts slash hobbies. So today we are going to be doing one of those, which is the garland. I also added coloring on there. And then I also found this on Pinterest, which is yarn wrapped stars, which can be used as ornaments, which can be used just to hang around your house. And honestly, I've been feeling like the best house decorations has to be the ones that you create yourself, that you DIY. And I would love to down the road have my own collection of handmade decorations. Like I feel like not only does that add like a special touch and it's more sentimental, I really believe in recycling and reusing things as much as you can, of course, without wasting, and I think that just fits the bill. So that is it for my winter itinerary. And I think now I am just gonna take a little break and probably get started with the garland. So yeah, let's do that. All right, so I just made my big pot of tea. This is nettle leaf tea. So that's all ready, and this is what we're working with. I have about 2 of these pieces of fabric from the curtains that I shortened. So I don't know, I think, like I said, I'm not following a specific instructions. I'm just going to really do it myself and see how this garland is gonna work. I couldn't find a glue gun yesterday when I went to Action, and instead I'm just gonna use staples. Let's just see how it works, and yeah. guess the FBI agent. Briggs, have you stopped trying to profile me? Liar. Forward. Close. All right, so we got a garland. I don't know how long it is. The only thing is there's a lot of threads that are coming out of it and falling all over the place. Like, it is kind of a mess here, but I mean, I don't know. I don't know how to work with fabric really well, and like this is the only way that made sense for me. But I didn't even use all of the fabric. I think that I'm just gonna leave it at this for now. And then if I feel like making more, I still have a lot to work with. So I still have all of this, and I also have, like, I can make pretty much, I have enough to make double, a little bit more than double than what I just made. But I think I'm just gonna take a break from that, put this up later, and then maybe next week after I see how it looks, if I want to put another one elsewhere, I will make another one. Alright, I'm feeling so tired. I'm not really sure why. I think like just the seasons make me want to wind down sooner rather than later in the day. Like right now, it's only 5 p.m., but as you can see, it's super dark in my room, and I also don't really love to turn on that many lights, so I kind of go with whatever I'm given. And yeah, it is pretty dark outside right now. I think for the next hour or so, I'm just gonna read. I brought a couple of things to do on my cozy chair in my office here. I have my book, I have the Nintendo Switch, I have my laptop, so I'm literally just going to sit here, cuddle with Elle, and finish this book. I hope you guys enjoyed this vlog, and I also hope that you are feeling inspired to create your own version of a winter or seasonal itinerary. Bye!